Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Avatar draft here on the channel. We're going to be diving on in and going very detailed because at this point there's a lot of things I know about the set that I'd love to share. There's also just a kind of demonstration of how you draft a set when you know a lot about it. Our rare is Aang, Swift Savior. It's going to be our pick. It's very, very strong. That being said, we don't have to play blue-white just because we have Aang, but it's going to be interesting to see how this impacts our draft because obviously Aang is at his best in blue-white because you don't have to jeopardize your mana base then, but basically great rate, 2/3 flyer, flash is great. The fact that you can then airbend something's awesome and you can flip it into a game-ending threat if you need to. One cool thing you can do is you can attack with Aang and then use the transform ability after blockers have been declared so that the fact that he loses flying isn't a thing, though you then won't get the +1/+1 counter on each tapped creature you control. So there's a lot of options with him too. Very strong card. If he wasn't in the pack, I think I would probably just take Path to Redemption, good removal spell. It's not my favorite though. There is also North Pole Patrol, which is a pretty strong card and has a lot of flexibility as well. Those are two solid options. Sometimes I like to think about what's going to wheel, but this time I spent a lot of time talking about Aang. Okay, so my general approach to Avatar draft has been to not factor too much into play the inflexible cards I have, because finding the open colors is so important because there's quite a few cards that you don't really want to play. You don't really want to have to play Turtle Duck. You don't really ever play Zuko's Exile. Like, you'd rather play a basic land than Zuko's Exile, that type of thing. But there are plenty of cards you do want to play, and if you find the open colors, you can get them. So here, Airbending Lesson is a totally solid card. It's quite, it's a nice one. It goes good with Aang, fits well in the same decks, gives you options for your 3-mana instant speed stuff. There is also True Ancestry, which is a card I like. But obviously, all eyes go to the rare. Wartime Protesters is a great card. Just 4-mana, 4/4 haste, and then makes your other allies a little bit bigger, gives them haste. Really, really strong, and I'm going to take it here. You might think, oh, it doesn't go in the same deck as Aang. That's not as important to me as finding the open colors, because you'll get, there's like a, if you can think about your deck, I think that generally you'll end up with a better power level on average in your deck if you find the open colors, along with good cards. Like Wartime Protesters is a good card. Here, there's another rare that I like. I think Diligent Zookeeper is actually pretty strong, especially in certain color combinations where you play all of a sudden Diligent Zookeeper and your Badger Moles become 6/6s, and even the random creatures like Turtle Ducks become huge. Diligent Zookeeper just makes a lot of random cards much bigger. And I have been playing red-green a lot because I think it's an underrated archetype. Here, important to note, whenever there's an absence of something in a pack, there's no blue cards in this pack. The complete lack of blue cards is definitely something to consider. Jet is a nice card, but I don't generally prioritize it as highly because getting triple red or triple white is a little harder. So it does function a little bit more like a gold card because you want to play this on curve when you can. I think we're just going to take the Diligent Zookeeper, though. I think it's just a solid card. We've got a few top-end cards, red-green. We could also play green-blue splash white to get Aang in there. That's another thing, is that green-blue could be a good home for it. Green anything could be a good home for splashing. Okay, so now we see two good blue cards. There was not a single blue card last pack, so somebody was taking blue cards. But now there's both Forecasting Fortune Teller and Watery Grasp. So that's a factor as well. Other than that, there is Compassionate Healer, which is totally solid. We haven't seen a ton of good white cards, but this is definitely a solid one. And then there's Shared Roots if we wanted to go for a multicolored fixing deck. I haven't been that impressed with Shared Roots, though. There is also Sunblessed Peak, which could let us play help us play Wartime Protesters and Aang in the same deck. Here, though, I think Forecasting Fortune Teller might just be my pick. Blue-green, splash white for Aang. I mean, we haven't been seeing a ton of good white cards. There's not a great red card in this pack. Water Grasp is solid, too. But I'd rather just get the 2-drop, I think. Okay. There's a red black multicolored card. Again, there's not a single white card in this pack. I don't think white is very open. I don't think Compassionate Healer is really a signal point that white would be something we wanted to draft. I don't think Callous Inspector is great. There's a little bit of red stuff, but none of them are particularly great. Octopus Form is maybe the best card. I think Octopus Form also plays better when you have key threats to protect, like a Wartime Protesters, like a Diligent Zookeeper. It being a lesson can matter for blue-green decks. So I'm leaning towards taking this card. Uncle Iroh can be nice in red-green where he's easy to cast. I don't think you want to play him if he's hard to cast, though. And then Walltop Sentries can be okay. I'm just going to take the octopus form. I'll get a copy of this. I don't mind it. It's not like committing me to blue. I'm not like, oh, I took 2 blue cards in a row. I'm definitely playing blue. I'm just kind of seeing what I shall see. Now there's Badger Mole. I think that's a good card. Plays well with Diligent Zookeeper because it'll be like a 6/6 with that guy. There is Azula on the Hunt. That card's pretty reasonable. We haven't seen a ton of black, but this card's a solid one. We have seen a few black shrines, but I haven't really been going for shrines decks. There's Poxbearers, Avatar Enthusiasts. I think the main pick here is between Abandoned Attachments, which keeps me in blue, is somewhat flexible, and Badger Mole. I think I'll take the Abandoned Attachments. I like having it. It makes lesson cards a lot better. It plays out pretty well. And green hasn't necessarily been the most open. Okay. Now we can take Airship Engine Room. We don't have to play blue-red. We haven't seen necessarily that many red cards we'd even be interested in, but I don't really want to play blue-black, even though Corrupt Court Official's solid. And I think this card's going to be the least replaceable. If I want to like splash of Wartime Protesters and something else, maybe I get another rare. Lost Days pick 8 is a bit of a signal, though. This card's quite good and would not generally still be in the pack. So let's look at my curve a little bit. I've got 3 blue cards. I'm about to get a 4th. I think I'm going to play blue here. I could pair it with red and get Wartime Protesters. I could pair it with white still. Even though white isn't open from this direction, we could just get some white cards in pack 2 and then hope blue is open enough to carry us through pack 3. Could still pair it with green. This is the benefit of making a pick like the Abandoned Attachments pick, is that it just gives me this flexibility because now I know that I can play like all my blue cards. We wield another Airship Engine Room. I'm just going to keep taking these. I don't really think I want to play blue-black right now. I don't really have a great reason to play black other than like getting random cards like this wheeling. And I don't have a good reason to play Iroh because it's going to be hard to cast. And getting a couple Airship Engine Rooms will make a blue-red deck a little bit better. Or let me splash red potentially. Like that's definitely an option to consider. So now we're wheeling every black card. I guess we will take a Corrupt Court Official, maybe play blue-black. If it's this open, then might as well consider it as an option. I don't generally love to get into black for like random commons because there's so many good rares that I assume somebody's going to eventually get a rare and just like get into black then, and that could just disrupt me completely. But sometimes you get into black, you speculate a little bit, see what you might see. Okay, I'll take Mongoose Lizard now. I really don't like Zuko's Conviction or Daily Indoctrination. It's just too inefficient of a card. The fact that the creature comes back into play tapped means you can't even eat something with it. And I don't mind playing Mongoose Lizard occasionally if I need top end. Now I will take Sunblessed Peak. This card wheeling is actually really good. If I play blue-red, I can definitely get the Aang into my deck now. My mana is really good with the 3 tap lands. Wandering Musician's fine. Swamp Snare Trap coming back. Definitely something to note. I think black is probably open in my seat. I just don't have any crazy good cards. Now I'll just take the land. Maybe I get some crazy multicolor deck that I want to play. But generally unlikely. Ooh, last pick, Crescent Island Temple. Sure. So, like, this is the sort of card that's like, okay, I'll play black for a Ko, the Face Stealer. It's just going to be kind of, like, black is pretty open, I think. So I could play blue-black. It's going to make it hard to play the Aang a little bit because my lands don't really cooperate with that. Black did seem open, and Ko is a monster card. So I think I'm just going to take the Ko. There's also Iroh T-Master. It's a solid card. If I wanted to play like Jeskai, it could fit my deck a little bit. But I think black is relatively open, and it's at least worth trying to take the Ko, because the other option is Iroh, which is a solid card, but I think a little bit, like, so much worse than Ko. And black seemed open. So, like, this is the sort of card that makes me want to get into black and makes me happy to have a Corrupt Court Official. I don't even think I missed out on that much. I missed out on, like, Judy and stuff like that. But now there's Abandoned Air Temple, so this is like a really good white card. And like, this is the sort of bobbing and weaving you do in draft. There's not a blue card I want. I don't need Giant Koi. There's not a red card I want. I'm just going to take the Abandoned Air Temple. Whenever you have a card that could be the best card in your deck and is like reasonable to include, it's like generally worth taking. And I could just play like a deck that plays like Jeskai colors essentially, or like Esper colors. Like I abandoned the red, and even though I have the lands for it, I just play like Esper and try to make these things work all in the same deck. Wow. Iroh is super strong too. I mean, I'm still just going to keep taking these cards. That could be the best card in my deck. I mean, I can abandon the Ko for sure. I've got a few lands. We're going to just see what winds up happening. We just have so much power level to choose from. There's a Kyoshi Island Plaza that we'll probably wheel based on what we've seen. Quenchia. Blue's the only color we're really sure on. I think Gran or Quenchia would be good too. This is an interesting build. I kind of don't want to get too greedy here. I kind of just want to like make sure I like hone in on like the actual colors that I want to play. And then just like abandon one of these rares. And I think abandoning black might make the most sense. Just based on what lands I have. How many lessons do I have? I have 3. I've got a few instants, but Iroh's not crazy. I could abandon Iroh still. I could abandon Ko still and just play Jeskai. I think Serpent of the Past is an easy pick here. I have most my card, like blue is the color I'm most likely to play. And Serpent of the Past is great. I'm just trying to be disciplined here. Now there's abandoned attachments. It's another lesson for Serpent of the Past. It's in my main color. Masterpaku's fine. Green-white land might be okay. But I'm not really trying to play green. I might not play Iroh. I might end up playing blue-black, splash-white. This Rumble Arena could be helpful too. Second abandoned attachments is nice though. It's going to help my Serpent of the Past. Okay, there's a Northern Air Temple. I don't really think the Air Temple. I don't really think I'm trying to do the temple thing though. Maybe I just take May. It's going to be pretty good in this deck, I think. Could also take Otter Penguin. I've got a little bit of card draw, but May's a lot better, I think. Another Serpent of the Past. I'm trying to just be as heavy blue as possible and then dabble in other colors, which is going to be, I think, a pretty reasonable strategy. I have Ko, so I could just be a blue-black deck. I could be a blue-white deck with Air Temple and Aang. But for now, I'm just getting as many cards that synergize with my blue cards as I can. 2 Serpents of the Past. Another Lost Days now. The Kyoshi Island Plaza is just not a card I'm interested in really playing. I mean, I could have gotten like 3 Northern Air Temples, Kyoshi Island, Crescent Temple. I just don't think it's what I want to be doing, especially because you never know when if you're going to see another one of these things. But yeah, my blue cards are definitely my base. And then, okay, Bender's Waterskin could be really essential here to helping me fix my mana a little bit. I have some really powerful options, so might as well take some fixing. Black, white, sure. I'm just going to take the lands when I see them because I could end up with some weird multicolored thing, and this could help me play like an Esper deck or something like that. Sold Out Wheeled. Okay, black is super open. I should just play blue-black probably, and maybe splash white for Aang, Abandon Air Temple. You shouldn't really wheel Sold Outs. Pirate Peddlers is not great in my deck. Neither is Zhao. I'll just take it, though, to get myself some extra black cards. I'm never playing Bitterwork here, but I don't really want the Buzzard Wasp either. I'll just take it, though. Okay. Pack 3. Okay, well, this card could be helpful for fixing purposes. It's really strong, too. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue cards I can play. Red isn't looking like a huge pull for me. Neither is green, really. So is there a black card I want? Not really. I'm just going to take the really strong card. I could take Waterbending Lesson. I have a couple of abandoned attachments already. Green didn't seem that open. But I have the Iroh as well. Then we get Bossing Say. Okay. So my blue-green deck is getting a little bit better. I'm just going to take the really strong cards and make it work. Now I can take a Rumble Arena. That's going to help fix my mana. There's also Boiling Rock Rider, which is a solid card. But I don't have a ton of allies to go with it. Cycle of Renewal is not the best. It might wheel. I do think Messenger Hawk is probably better than Rumble Arena. I'll just take Messenger Hawk. I do need some playable cards here. There's a Toph here. Just playing Teamer is looking more and more appealing. So many powerful cards I have access to. Okay. Just get a 2-drop. Just get another 2-drop. I just need stuff to do on the early turns of the game, so I don't just get run over. Nice little blue-green land helps me out here. I feel like I was a little loosey-goosey with this one. It's a weird draft for sure. We have so many powerful cards. Okay, let's take a 2-drop. We just need anything to do on turn 2, so we'll take it. Black was definitely open here. Iroh with 2 Lost Days seems pretty good. Ooh, Ostrich Horse came back. That's really good for us. I wouldn't mind UEN Archers, but getting an Ostrich Horse helps me find the lands I need. Plays well with Diligent Zookeeper. Oops. Aang's Journey is fantastic for me. My goodness. That's a heck of a pickup. Get the red-white land now. Actually, I'd rather just get the 3-drop. That gains me some life. Platypus Bear, yep. Get in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 2-drop creatures now, so I probably only need 5. Or 1. This isn't a creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 5 2-drop creatures and a 2-drop land. Okay, Boiling Rock Prison, sure. I didn't wheel the Cycle of Renewal, which isn't the end of the world. I don't love that card, but it would have been something I considered playing. Okay, so this is a weird deck to build. So, let's start by... this is going to be one of those decks that I build in a unique way, which is not always the way you build decks, but sometimes you want to build a deck by adding in all the cards you want to play, that you know you're going to play. So I'm going to play both these. I'm going to play both these. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the Octopus Form. And then you're like, okay, so these are cards I'm guaranteed to play. I'm also almost certain to play this Aang's Journey. And now I have like 16 cards to work with. What colors do I think is my best? Well, what do I get from playing red? Well, I get May, Wartime Protesters, and Mongoose Lizard. Okay. Wartime Protesters is the only like red card I'd really want, and maybe Iroh. What other cards? Oh, and then Toph. So I kind of do want to play red. Green, I get access to Earthbender Ascension, Ostrich Horse, a 2-drop, Diligent Captives, Wall-Top Sentry. So I get some pretty decent... Oh, I'm going to play both these band attachments anyway. Okay, because they're blue. So green, if I play green-blue kind of base, and then I can splash red for 3 red cards, then I get 6 more slots to work with. And I have 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably going to play this. 5 red sources for 3 cards. Plus 6 with Earthbender Ascension. So that's 6 red sources. Black, my best card, black card is double black, which makes it kind of hard because I want to play Toph and Iroh, but playing a double black card would require a bit of a commitment. So if I ignore, and I want to play white to play Ang. So if I want to play Ang, I can play that. Or I want to play the Messenger Hawk regardless. And I want to play this 2-drop, I think, and this thing. So if I want to play something like this, then I could have 1 white source. I wouldn't play the Palm Oasis. I want 1 white source. Okay, I'm just not going to play the black dual lands. Okay. 2 white sources. I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white sources for 1, 2 white cards, essentially. I want to play an extra land in this build because I have the Abandoned Air Temple and the Bossing Say, so I'm not going to flood out, and so many tap lands. I have 4 tap lands. So this is 2, 7, 8, 9, 13, 15, 16, 17. 17 plus an Aang's Journey plus a Bender's Waterskin. If I wanted to play Ko, how many black sources would I want? I would want 5 black sources for the odds of realistically casting Ko at some point in the game. So if I played Ko, and then I played these 3, that gets me 3, plus 1 Swamp gets me 4, plus Bender's Waterskin and Aang's Journey gets me up to 6. And I think Ko is worth it. And at that point, I might as well play Sold Out. And I want to play a Plains here to help me with my white splash. And give me something to search up. So this is 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 lands. So I basically have 20 mana sources. Maybe I wouldn't need Octopus Form. I'm going to be tapping out all the time for my cards, so protecting them is a little bit less of a priority. I just have a lot of power level that I'm playing. And then maybe I could afford to play like 1 less Abandoned attachments. Maybe I could afford to play, like not play Sold Out. I do think Sold Out helps me in this situation, though my instants and sorceries count is relatively high for the 2 Serpents of the Past. My Platypus Bear is going to protect me a decent amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 2-drops is a pretty decent number. All of them are kind of defensively oriented. Maybe Wartime Protesters is not what I want. It's a little bit hard for me to cast. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources for the 2 red cards. I have such a good mana base for red. Maybe I can afford to not play the Mountain then. Just because I have 1. No, because it gives me so many sources just having 1 of each basic. Green, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green sources. 1, 2. My blue sources is 4, 5, 6, 7 blue sources. Maybe splashing black is not worth it. Ko is super strong, but I mean, I have so much power level in this version of the build, but if I just get rid of the black splash, my mana gets a little bit better because I get more untapped lands. I mean, they are all dual lands for colors that I could use. I guess Misty Palm's Oasis gets me a white source as well, so it's like, oh, why would I play this Plains? Because then I'm over-indexing for my 1, 2 white cards. Because I wouldn't need my Air Temple as much if I played this version of the deck, so maybe I could cut the Air Temple so I could get extra green sources in. Because my deck is mostly green and blue, yeah. So I want to have like 7 or 8 of each. 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. 3, 4, 5 green is not enough green. I need an extra forest. 6, and probably need 7 green sources. This is 5, 6, 7 green sources. 4, 5, 6, 7 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources. Just in the mana base, I'm talking about 4 white sources in the mana base. Red, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 2 cards. And then black, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just going to be too hard to get black in there for double black right now. I'm just going to try doing it without the black. Because also not having my lands come in untapped is kind of a problem. So this is 2, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources. That's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white sources, which is enough, I think. And then I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources, 5, 6, 7 green sources is 2, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 lands to where I want it to be. I can add back in octopus form, and I can add back in my last card can be a wartime protester. So I can, because I made that splash a little bit better because I'm going to be able to search up my mountains a little bit more consistently. Yeah, I think this is going to be my build. We'll see how it does. And we can always make changes later, add the black in if I feel like I need the extra power. Going full 5 colors is a little bit tough when my best card would be double black. But yeah. Oh, and as we get ready for the game, I would like to shout out the NicolaiBolas Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you're enjoying my videos, you'd like to support my channel and my mission to make draft accessible for everyone, Patreon is the place to go. You gain access to cool bonus content as well, like my card-by-card tier list and format thoughts document. Special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a tremendous difference, and I truly appreciate it. Okie doke. Now to the game. Well, this is a hand we have every color except white mana, so this is a good keep. We have Bossing Say. That's the thing, is like our mana is pretty consistent, which is nice. Oh, I'm foolish. I messed this up already. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Well, I botched this. I literally was just like assumed Bossing Say came into play untapped, and that's something lesson learned. We'll take the Abandoned Air Temple for sure. We'll try to recover from our mistake. It could be costly, though. Easy block. They Razor Rings, sure. So it will come into play untapped. Let's play this guy. And play this guy. No! Devastated. Iro down. So we can't double block because they could just pump it and kill one of our guys for free. It would cost them their whole turn, but we don't really want to do that. We'll probably discard this Battle Fan. We don't really need it. We're going to win the long game with a Bossing Say here. This is really bad for us. We're going to lose this now. Unfortunate. Maybe we'll be able to come back here. Would have loved to draw a land there. 3, 4. Oh, that's super unfortunate. Well, what's our best bet here? We can still take one hit from this. We might want to wait and Lost Days so we can hit our land drops here. So if I Aang's Journey, I get third lesson for this thing. That guy costs 1 less. And Bender's Water Skin. If I Bender's Water Skin into Aang's Journey, I'm still 1 land short. Because I want to flash something in. Gonna Aang's Journey into Wall Top Sentries, I think. get a green source so I can use Bossing Say. So if they don't have an answer to Walltop Sentries, I can block the Yang and La, which could potentially be exactly what I need. First time flyer, sure. Oh man, maybe we've done it. Maybe we've come back. Beautiful, let's go. Play land. Tap 3 to play Bender's Waterskin, I think. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play the Platypus Bear, and then we'll flash in Serpent to the pass. And we can sack 2 clues to double activate Messenger Hawk if we need to. That's bad for us. Let's get this guy into play. Okay, that's a good draw. So I can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control. Okay, so they have 6 damage here. Katara's coming up next. One, two, three, four. Okay, so we can attack with this guy, this guy, this guy. And then we'll untap this. Oh gosh, no, we mistapped. Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose because of this, aren't we? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a bummer. Well, we have to attack differently then. Gosh darn it. If we just tapped this Bender's Waterskin, it would have untapped and we could have used the air temple. I guess I moved too quickly. I just assumed it usually taps Bender's Waterskin first. So that's less of a tactical mistake and more of a not paying attention mistake, which is still a mistake, but I was gonna try to activate this on my turn. Untap, yeah, okay. Okay. So they can do this. They can activate the thing, and then they can play Aang. Okay, that's a great draw. So they can activate all their guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't activate and play Aang. I have so many guys, and they're all lethal attackers, so I think the Air Temple's going to carry me across the finish line here. They have to block here. I have all my creatures are, any 2 creatures are lethal pretty much. So in this situation, you want to let them go first. You don't want to be hasty with your moves because they're taking 4, 7, 10. Boom! Got the win. And the reason I didn't activate there is if their last card is Razor Rings, then they could kill one of my 3/4s in response. But if I don't activate, they still take lethal damage. So like imagine they have Razor Rings, they want to kill this, but they can't because I could activate this to keep it alive. If I activate this, they can kill it in response. So you don't want to walk into just don't activate things just for the sake of activating them, basically. Nice little victory there for the home team. What a win. Oh, our cards worked pretty well together. I don't think we needed the Black Splash. We had so much power level there. The Lost Days was really good. I mean, we milled some really strong cards. We milled Iroh, and it just didn't matter. I mean, Ko's a great card. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be able to fit Ko into the deck. It's just sometimes it's like a consistency versus power. I mean, that opening hand had all of our colors in it, pretty much. It didn't have white mana. But the Abandoned Air Temple is definitely really strong, though. It's pretty much, would I rather play Aang plus Abandoned Air Temple? It's like which of the packages of cards. Like the red one is almost guaranteed because the mana, like the lands that I have, best support the red splash. Because I picked up those 2 blue-red lands, which really helps. And I have Toph and Wartime Protesters and Iroh. And so those 3 cards are all pretty strong. I mean, obviously, I don't think Wartime Protesters is quite the same as the other 2, but it's still a good card, like really strong. Especially if you have like other allies, which I do. Like giving Iroh haste is not nothing. And then I've got the Black Splash, which would include Sold Out and Ko. And then I have the White Splash, which is Aang and I think I have to play the blue-green base because I have the green fixing from the rare that I have, Earthbender Ascension. Okay. This hand, a little bit less consistent, but we'll still keep it. We don't have the ability to cast Toph yet. Let's just play Platypus Bear for now. Okay. Affect the board before you play card draw is generally a pretty reasonable rule. Okay, they're playing black-green. Okay. Play this guy so we can try to draw a tap land. I always hate it when Ostrich Horse misses. It's so stupid. It just screws me over so badly. I have 18 lands in the deck. Gosh darn it. Ostrich Horse, you betrayed me. Like, hitting a tap land there would have been, like, so good for me. And now I just have a useless 4/2. That is part of the downside of this card. And obviously it doesn't change whether the play was correct or not. I would have loved to trade my 3/1 for their 3/1 or something, or my 2/3 for their 3/1, or just getting value out of this would have been nice. We've lost Bender's Waterskin and Airship Engine Room. I'm just trying to be patient here. They probably have a sold out or something. Oh, they're sacking their land. Oh, that is crazy. How flooded are they? So we might Lost Days, Toph, get back Lost Days, play Lost Days again. We're just trying to build up some value here. They have full 7 cards. We have 3. We have 1 more land in play. We have 1 more card in play. So that's where 2 of those cards come from. Then they got 2 for 1 with this. We haven't gotten any 2 for 1s yet. Okay. We'll get rid of this now because it stopped them from getting the mana they might want. We're happy to trade a 2/3 for a 3/1 right now. I think the 3/1's going to be kind of useless against the Earthbend stuff we get, but I'm going to discard this island when I play Toph to get back my Lost Days. Badger Mole, sure. 4/2 can block their 4/4. Yeah, I'm going to stick to the plan. I will, however, get rid of the abandoned attachments here, because I want to be able to play this Iroh. And immediately play Lost Days again. And if I sack this clue here, then I can maybe find a land to do that. And they have sold out for Toph, unfortunate, but that's how these things go sometimes. This is the easiest trade I've ever made, probably. Beautiful, okay. That's interesting. So if I wait 1 more mana, I can play Iroh with Octopus form backup. And I have 2 more draw steps to find it. Next turn I can go Iroh. Okay, that's going to be really good for me to get rid of with my Lost Days. I can go Iroh, Aang's Journey, shuffle this thing out. I suspect they might have give a creature indestructible. No, they're just willing to make that trade? Okay. I'm very pleased with that one. So if they like Heartless Act or something, I will not want to play my flashback card for the land from my graveyard. Just gonna play Iroh and hold up Octopus form, maybe. So I know he's drawing, or they are drawing Badger Mole. I have Octopus form to protect my guy. I can start using Bossing Say. This is the feeling of doom that you often have, where your opponent, like, pretty sure you have an Octopus form, but they, like, still have to try to kill your Iroh, or they just lose anyway. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. So this guy will get haste next turn and buff up the Ostrich Horse, so. That's a great draw. So this guy will come in with a +1/+1 counter, which is nice. I've used like all the value for my graveyard, so even if they do kill the guy, I can just play Illusion Zookeeper and swing for the win with Abandoned Air Temple. My goodness, my deck has so much power in it. The power of the dark side. Okay, Octopus form was definitely worth including. I can't believe that was on the bench. I mean, when I was putting into Black Splash, I was like, okay, I won't have room for everything, but it's so good with like protecting my Iroh and stuff. Okay, they get a 5/5. I think they're dead on board here. Play land. Play Diligent Zookeeper. It's an ally, so it'll come in with haste. It'll buff up this guy. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. 2 wins. Feels pretty good. I think we're playing pretty well. We've drafted pretty well. I think we made some disciplined choices in the draft by like not playing Ko, which is kind of a tough thing to justify in your head sometimes, but we haven't yet played Aang Swift Savior, so we'll have to see. But the land has definitely been really strong. The Abandoned Air Temple has definitely given us some nice flexibility. Whenever you can get these spell lands, they really help out because they like contribute directly to the board state and their land, so you can kind of like count them as spells and lands at the same time. Which is, of course, very, very strong because it makes it harder for you to get mana flooded and harder for you to get mana screwed. So double up on that front. I think drawing the Octopus form to delay the Iroh was really an interesting choice. I think the fact that they had all that mana up, we really wanted to make sure we got some value out of our card. Because at that point, we only had like 2 cards in our hand, and it really fueled a lot of stuff. We got to recast like 4 different spells. So sometimes patience is a virtue. You have to like keep in mind your life total. So some situations you just have to jam Iroh, hope they don't have a kill spell. But they'd already used 1 sold out on Toph, and so the odds of them having significantly more than that is relatively low. Okay, let's see. Well, this is a mono green hand. We can't cast anything but Ostrich Horse. I'm going to mulligan this. This is much better. We have all of our colors. We can get rid of Forest. Play this tapped to start off with. Might as well. Water Tribe Rallier is a great card. We'll go Earthbender Ascension into Wartime into Diligent Zookeepers, maybe. Okay, they draw a couple cards. We will Earthbend onto our island because we want to maybe hold that up as a blocker anyway. And then do we go get a Plains to cast maybe our blue spells, or do we get an island so that we can cast a blue spell and hold up Octopus form? Let's get a Plains. We have way more islands. We'll naturally draw one way more likely. Here's definitely where I want to draw a land. Beautiful. And it's not as suspicious to hold up the island because it looks like we're just holding it up as a blocker. Okay. Which is totally a reasonable thing to do here. Okay, Iguana Parrot. They're not holding up Quencher, or they would have quenched my Wartime Protesters. We really don't want to have to deal with that. Play land. Play this guy. He's a 5-powered attacker. And now we're clearly on the front foot, so attacking them for an extra 2 is really helpful for us. Especially because the Air Temple makes either of these creatures lethal next turn. Okay, so they get a 4/4 version of that. That's okay. So do I think they have octopus form? So depending on how they block, I have Abandoned Air Temple to go for the win, or Lost Days to try to blow out octopus form. Hmm. Okay, so the reason I did it that way was because they double blocked, I knew that I could at least kill one iguana parrot, and so it was not going to wreck me as badly, and I was still going to get the guy out that was chump blocking. Okay, Master Piandao, sure. Okay. Gonna put a counter here. Put 2 more counters here. Force the chump block. Always be looking for the aggressive line when you have your opponent at 5. I was like, okay, well, I could play a Messenger Hawk and wait for next turn, but I could also like just go for forcing them to chump block. That's going to win me the game almost guaranteed. Always look for those lines. I was like, okay, if I want to play this land, then I want to get like Messenger Hawk going. I want to get Bossing Say going. I was like, okay, I could use Abandoned Air Temple. That's one of the reasons I don't think that Crashing Wave card is very good, because it like keeps my guy tapped a little bit, sure, but yeah. I mean, my deck has so many good cards. I played like 6 rares that game. I played Earthbender Ascension, I played Bossing Say, I played Abandoned Air Temple, I played Wartime Ralliers, and I played the Diligent Zookeeper. So that's 5 rares, just overwhelming my opponent with like high rarity cards. But we did draft in a way that allowed us to like play all of these cards, which is saying something, because we like took those lands pretty highly. We took like the blue-red lands. We had like a pretty weird draft, but we managed to include a lot of these really strong cards. We have Aang. We have so many good cards. This is a crazy deck. We have like half of our cards are rares or something. Like we played 5 that game. We have like 5 more. Like we have Iroh, Toph, Aang. Maybe that's 8. Maybe we have 8 rares, but still. Okay, definitely an easy keep. Not the most proactive hand. But we have all of our colors, and we're on the play, which helps us a lot. So you really only want to use abandoned attachments if you are missing something. We're kind of going to miss land drops. So I kind of want to get rid of Messenger Hawk here. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to be patient. Playing this first so I can play Lost Days if I need to next turn. So what do they have in their hand? They don't have Quench yet. They don't have any kill spells they wanted to use. Zhao, okay. We'll get rid of the Zhao. Play land so that we can sack a clue on their turn. Because of the water skin. We're playing black mana, okay. Sure, Zhong. Okay, Iroh's demonstration is not a huge deal to us. Pure, perfect. We can play Iroh and immediately Lost Days their guy again. Or we could Toph, get back Lost Days. Yeah, let's Toph first, because we want to be able to cast Lost Days more times. Maybe the Iroh line would have been better. Definitely pushes my advantage, but I feel like they have removal spells. Iroh can be better. It might just be greedy, though. But also, I can't get back my Lost Days if I exile it using Iroh, so I want to be able to make sure my Toph still gets value. If they just cast... Okay. Well, this is clearly going to work out way better for me now, then. Why did I not leave my blue up? Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, I messed this up. I wanted to leave my blue up so I could cast this thing and double buff this again. I can still go Iroh into Lost Days again, though, which is the key here. Even if they go Zhong into double Iroh's demonstration to kill a couple things, I think that'll be fine. Because then I can play Iroh into Lost Days. Well, that's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Okay, they're probably going to choose Lost Days. True Ancestry, okay. So they don't want me getting back my Toph. Okay. Zhao, sure. Judy, okay. Gonna get rid of the Zhao right now. Yep, they block with Judy. We can use abandoned attachments here. I have a few good draws here, and I have 3 draw steps to find them. I think getting rid of the Zhao to enable an extra attack there was important. Because letting them recast this is pretty bad for me anyway. Okay, they're all tapped out. That is a great draw. Oh, yeah. Wartime Protesters was what I was hoping for. So, I play Wartime Protesters. I attack all. I Ang, Swift Savior, the Fire Lord Sozin. Why? Oh, I have blue from the abandoned airship. Okay, perfect. Okay. I was like, I won't have blue mana. Okay. Oh, I should have played Aang pre-combat. That would have been lethal. I messed this up. Okay. I was thinking I would use the firebending mana to do this, but I could have killed them for sure. So then they have to jump here and jump here. Yeah, letting them recast this for 2 mana seems bad, so. If I had played Aang pre-combat. And then I would have hit them for an extra 3. So I still wouldn't have killed them. If I played my land pre-combat. No, did I draw the card? Yeah, I drew the card during combat. Okay, yeah, I'll play the land. I get to sack a clue here. If they have a card draw spell, they can draw it, but they can't draw it and play Sozin. Boom. Oh yeah, because I drew the land during as part of my discard draw too. That was intense. Very intense. It feels like we haven't needed the black mana, and our deck has been pretty consistent, which is just what you're looking for with your 4-color late game control deck. You just don't want to like lose. I mean, we've been pretty disciplined with our mulligans, which I think has been helpful. Sometimes I struggle with those. I'm like, oh, I can keep this hand. I'll find what I need. But it's been pretty consistent on our mulligans. Our power level is insane. And I think this is like a good deck to have in your back pocket. Like in other formats, there will be multicolor decks like this where there's tap lands, 5-color fixers, and like strong cards you want to splash. And this is like a good way to like learn how to draft this sort of deck. Like, okay, don't get greedy, but don't get too greedy. Play all your strong cards, make speculative picks on things that like could help your mana in the future, even when you don't have anything to splash yet. And make sure that when you are playing the games, you try to maximize your cards when you need to, and in other cases, just play your cards out. Like that game, if we had played Iroh, I think we might have lost, because we would have not had lost days. We wouldn't have gotten as much value. Playing Toph first and then forcing the board wipe that way was important. Okay, we can keep this. It's not the best hand, but we have Bossing Say, which is kind of like a spell and a land. And we have Platypus Bear as an early blocker. Serpent can definitely come down relatively early for us. Play Platypus Bear first. Okay. Didn't mill any lessons, but we're going to have a lesson for next turn. Non-creature, non-lands. And we also did help with that. Okay, play this. We are going to go get our planes. Next turn, we'll play Diligent Zookeeper. This will become a 4/5. And then we'll play our Serpent of the Past the next turn. If they attack us, it's a pretty easy block. Or maybe we don't block because this thing will make it bigger, but they have removal, they'd kill this anyway, so. We have a pretty nice little curve outlined up here. And then we just start activating Bossing Say while we draw our other cards. They don't have multiple colors right now. Could mean they have Gather the White Lotus. Maybe they're trying to decide whether they want to like attack and use a Yip Yip. Okay. So here we're going to attack them with our Platypus Bear. You might be wondering why. It's because if they kill the Diligent Zookeeper, we can't block anyway, and we don't want to block with this guy, have them kill Diligent Zookeeper, and then we're in a bad spot. Okay, play land. Yep, we'll just play Diligent Zookeeper. And sometimes the best way to beat aggro is by pressuring them. So here it's like, okay, they didn't have a kill spell for the Platypus Bear. They might have played it. Okay, they might kill Diligent Zookeeper now. But then our Serpent of the Past might live. It's like, and we weren't going to block with this thing. We traded 4 damage for 1 damage in this case if they kill this thing with like a sold out. Yeah. They scry to the bottom. Nice little value for them. Once again, we're attacking. We'll trade 2 damage for 1 damage here every day of the week, I think. Maybe not every day of the week, but right now we will. Especially because we don't have any reason to believe they have another sold out to get the Compassionate Healer going. Eventually they're going to have to stop drawing like kill spells for all my stuff. I would rather have Yang's Journey than that land right now. Because I need the forest to be able to activate the Bossing Say, and this will let me make my... Okay, yeah, let's just get another forest. My whole plan right now is to just block this Compassionate Healer at some point in the game. It will happen. Okay, Tundra Tank, sure. Sure. That's okay. We are in a little bit of trouble here. We haven't drawn any of our interactive spells. But we do have Bossing Say to give us something to do. Bossing Say beats Compassionate Healer every time. We'll start making another big guy. Play Rebellious Captives. Like, they're getting to surveil to scry every turn. They keep it on top, okay. Glider kids, sure. Okay. We're just going to keep spending our mana. Now we can block the Tundra tank, no problems. I wonder what they scribed at the top. Beetle-headed merchants, okay. Hmm. Hmm. We're playing this very patiently. I don't think Beetle-headed merchants can attack us, really. I would kind of like to hit some land drops, so hopefully I can draw a land so I can play this next turn. Hmm. They're going to be able to draw a spell for the rest of the game pretty much every turn. So eventually we're going to just try to overpower them with our value. That's a great card. So this way they can kill two of the things, but they can't kill the third. Okay. Wow, are they going to sacrifice that Judy? Yeah, they should sacrifice the token if they don't think I'm attacking, because airbending wrecks them. Yeah, okay. Good play, good play. Perfect. So now we're going to really start getting some time going. So I want to flash in Aang and then... use it. Sure. Okay, that's okay for me. So they're going to do this and then use Judy. Oh, okay. I messed that up. Oh, I should have done this in response to the airship so they couldn't activate this thing. Whoops. Yep, they get another one. That's not good for me. Not drawing a single copy of Lost Days is really costing me this game. Oh, I could have gotten them if I had flashed in Aang in response to this thing. They couldn't have been able to sacrifice. That was a mistake. Lesson learned for next time. I thought this could bounce tokens. That was my other error. Oh, yeah, that's game. Gosh, if I had I don't even have a Lost Days in my graveyard, so if I drew Iroh, it still wouldn't help. Yeah, this game's over. Unfortunate. If I could have stopped them from getting the second airship, I think I still would have lost pretty badly. Yeah, okay. It's unfortunate. They had their little scry engine going, and I was making 2/2s every turn with my bossing, say. And because I didn't have quite enough mana to do both that and something else, I was falling behind somehow. Even though I was casting like 2 spells a turn and they were casting like 1 spell a turn. It's just their 1 spell a turn was way better than mine somehow. Like, because theirs cost like 5 mana and mine cost like 1. And the additional 2/2s I was getting were not supplementing the fact that my draws were pretty lackluster. Like, I was drawing like, I don't know, maybe I should have Earthbender Ascensioned earlier. But Phoenix Fleet Airship is a heck of a card. I should have Judied in response. Like, them getting 1 instead of 2 is a pretty big deal. And they wouldn't have been able to do it the next turn, but they're still getting, like, they just still have so much stuff going on. I just never drew an interactive spell. If I draw 1 Lost Days, I think that game is completely different. I think I could have tried to play Messenger Hawk, draw through my deck a little bit faster, but I had so many lands in play by the end there. I was trying to like make sure I got maximum bossing say value because that was my advantage of that game, was that I could use bossing say every turn. I needed to start being able to attack them at some point, which I was going to be able to do. But they had so many scries that they were always going to draw a good card pretty much, or at least a spell. So them flooding out was not like if normally in that game they eventually just draw 2 lands and I am making a 2/2 every turn, so they flood out because they can't keep up. But the Compassionate Healer, because I could never kill it, they were just able to go off. Really unfortunate. Real unfortunate. But we still have a great record. Yeah, the beginning of that game was also really interesting. Like they had an answer every time. Like I played 4 blockers for I played 4 blockers for. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I got distracted and blew it again. Oh man, I was talking about something else. Played badly, got punished. Gosh darn it. I wanted to play the captives there. Yeah, that's why it does make it harder to play well if you're talking all the time, at least in my experience. But yeah, I should have had captives in play here. There's no reason for me to play Airship Engine Room instead of Meditation Pools. Or just like play Bossing Say turn 1, or play Island turn 1, so I could play Bossing Say, so I could play Rebellious Captives. My gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can't quite use Katara. I'm going to lose the Katara, though, probably. This is a bummer. Real shame. I need to get their vehicle out so they can't always use Katara. I'm not liking my chances here. Katara is very scary. Toph is gonna die here. Oh my gosh. Katara on the play is a nightmare. My deck just doesn't have a lot of interaction. If I can find a white source to airbend Katara, maybe I could live. Okay, we're still technically alive here. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm totally dead. This card's messed up. I mean, especially flipping Earth Kingdom Jailer. got to be one of their best possible hits there. Okay. Without the Bender's Water Skin, I'm out of luck there. I needed the white mana to be able to play Aang and Serpent. Okay, well, we've lost 2 in a row, which is unfortunate. But our deck has performed admirably. Those 2 games were unfortunate. They had, like... I mean, the 2 games ago, I thought we were, like, in pretty okay shape, but we didn't really draw any of our best cards. I mean, we drew Aang, but we drew him, like, towards the end when he was, like, less relevant. Like, if we'd drawn Aang in the mid-stages before they had the Phoenix Fleet airship, then we would have been doing some value, because we could have flipped him, we could have attacked, buffed up all our guys, before our life total was, like, 2 in danger. I should have flashed in Aang to save myself 2 life by blocking Glider Kids at one point, too. But yeah, not drawing a Lost Days 2 games ago, and then that game was just... Katara on the play is, like, really messed up if you don't have a kill spell, because it's just such a fast-growing threat. You can't really answer it. I mean, you need to have, like, the, like, card that keeps it tapped. That card can deal with it for 1 mana and then shuffle it away eventually. But... it's all a challenge. Okay, well, we can't keep this. We don't have blue mana. We can keep this, though. Get rid of a Serpent of the Pass. We can't play this, but if we draw an untapped land, like a basic land, we can play this. And we need to just draw 1 land by turn 3 to really get going here. Come on, deck. Give me a basic land. I would take an Aang's Journey as well. It is a shame to lose games like this. I mean, all we needed was 1 land in the top 3 cards to not be, like, super far behind. But now we just have to draw a land here. Beautiful, we got there. Thank goodness. I would have loved an untapped land, but I'll take any land here. I'll take what I can get. I'm not greedy here. I mean, if this had been an untapped land, I might actually have a significantly better chance, because all my cards are 4-drops. So I'm probably going to lose because this isn't a tapped land. But that's what happens when you have to keep a sketchy hand. Oh, gosh, this card's going to beat me. Gosh darn it. Come on, land. I need you. That's actually a huge draw. I can actually cast something now. That's crazy. I could have tried to save my guy there. Creature or spell. This is rough. I think this game's probably over. Sadly. I needed to hit land drops, and I have instead not hit land drops. They're only attacking if they have something there. I'm going to lose to Secret Tunnel. If they didn't have Secret Tunnel, I think I'd be able to win this game. Okay. Oh my gosh. I got set them up. I need to put some pressure on them. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're losing to, like, some kind of extreme variance here. I mean, we're totally dead now, but... Do they have another thing in addition to this? Oh my gosh. You're kidding me. I wish we hadn't lost 3 games in a row to just, like, complete nonsense. Just... My goodness, my opponent's deck is insane. They're just only... I mean, I guess they played Aang's Journey, but then they played 2 Earth Kingdom Jailers, Katara, Kyoshi Warriors with the Katara. Oh my gosh. I hate missing land drops. If I'd been able to just keep pace, I think I could have won this game. My deck is strong. I've got great cards. It's just... And my colors are actually relatively consistent. Just... Oh, man. Well, losing 3 in a row sucked, but that's okay. We had a pretty sweet deck. We kind of got to showcase the strategy. And overall, I mean, it was still a success, even if the end there was really, really frustrating. If you did make it to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave hashtag 8 rares to let me know you made it to the end of the video, because that's a pretty high number and kind of fun. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think the deck was pretty good. I think we could have done a little bit better. I mean, obviously we started off 4-0, so going 4-3 feels like a disappointment. But that's how it goes sometimes. I think the games we lost were, I think, not much we could have done those last 2. They just ran us over, like, super quick draws. I mean, the second to last game, we could have played our lands better, so we could have got our 2-drop out, but I don't think it would have mattered in the end. Katara was going to destroy us. We definitely did not fare well against decks where we needed interaction, and our only interaction was, like, 2 lost days, and, yeah, we just didn't have kill spells, which really cost us in some matchups. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.